Hi guys, my name is Sophia and I'm gonna be telling you guys about the Roman government versus the American government and how their politics was such a huge similarity in both societies and how violence was a major like difference. So an example of the violence that they had was after watching like a Netflix documentary, I found out that in 70 BC, Julius Caesar and Marcus Crassus, one of the most influential, like, rich person in Rome, not in politics, but like being wealthy in general. So he decided to go into war and he won with Julius Caesar. And so, because of that, he captured 6,000 rebels and was able to hang up every rebel. For 60 miles, he hung out a person every 100 feet, right? And this was to showcase like his victory. He was also trying to get the government position of council, and this is kind of relevant later, but I'll explain later. So essentially, violence and riches were the only way to gain people's attention back then. It was through gruesome wars where you'd either have to die or survive for the possibility of just being a politician. I mean, nowadays in the US, you really just need money, media, and like to splurge heavily in ads. Yeah, so basically, I think the structure of the government was one of the main ways of why both societies are so prosperous. So when I first got into the subject, I was first interested in the Roman way of life because of my friend. She was studying classics while I was studying political science, and that's how I found out there are so many similarities in the two subjects. So I found out that the founders of America were studying a bunch of Greek and Roman cultures through their like rights, because they were rich. And then they learned a lot from the Romans, which is why there were so many similarities in both societies. And so, yeah, a lot of the government rulings, engineering, and societal structures were similar because of that. So as my interest progressed, I'll tell you guys what and how each government got and gained support from the people were like. Okay, so starting off with how the government structures of the Roman Empire and how they were so successful with the neighboring countries. They essentially had a good structure of government, so it built up like a base and support for like any like enemies coming by and like attacking them. They could just battle it off through the ways that they thought were like good. So according to the Khan Academy article on the Roman Republic, the Romans decided to get rid of their king and elect two consuls instead, which effectively is a modern day president, but with 1-year terms. And people had the right to vote senators into office, but at first it was just for wealthy people, just as it was for the American society in the past too. But things changed, and it eventually became where people, anyone that was a citizen could vote. So the government rules and positions, they essentially played a part in how much you can achieve and seize. It's basically just a power game, a power-hungry game in both societies. We evolved from violence and wars and such, but the Romans they resorted to violence and entertainment for political power. Their society was based on risk factors. The wealthier you were, the more risk you had to take to like enter battles for life and death situations, and that was how you were like elected or like even known for like a political power position. And these days in America, you really just need wealth and like influential power in media, basically. And anyone, and you just target people that can vote. Both societies had a lot of like diversity. So Romans, anytime they conquered a new territory, they allowed citizenship to like anyone. So they were able to gain popularity because of that, and they allowed like a sense of like inclusion. And this was the same with the American society, where like immigrants can come and apply for like citizenship and vote. Both societies were like this. So coming to the end of the topic, the Roman American politics, I can say so much more, but there's not much time left. So both of the same governments had a structure where they included everyone and targeted like rich people to like play a higher role in position in government. So like I think both of these governments had a structure in a way where it was both influential and powerful because they included everyone.